Winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-the-time thing. You don't win once in a while, and you don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. You gotta play with your heart, with every ounce of fiber in your body. I've never known a man worth the salt who deep down in his heart didn't appreciate the grind, the discipline, and to win, and to win, and to win. There's no room for second place. There's only one place, and that's first place. I firmly hold that a man's finest hour, the greatest fulfillment to anything he holds dear, is that moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lays exhausted on the field of battle, victorious.
And what's up, everybody? This is None Defense on the Grublet account on the Team Grublet YouTube, and today is another episode of Anatomy of Victory. Now, everybody remembers that Munt won the poll. It was Munt versus Hardcore. Sad news. It took me so long to get there, to get it all set up. No. Do I have to really get rid of the screen drawer? Apparently I have to get rid of screen drawer. Okay, so we're still filming. Alright. So, on today's episode of Anatomy of Victory, you all, maybe the people who are interested, will remember that Munt won the poll. Munt, specifically Munt versus Hardcore. So, the problem is, it took me so long to get started on this video, it is no longer available, because that op happened 6 ops ago, and it's no longer available for me to view it. And I should have filmed it. I knew I should have filmed it, and I forgot to. But that's alright. It's a new series, bugs to work out. We will get better at it. So, we have two options, and there's no way to get your opinion, but this is just so you know where my head's at. Munt had 2 attacks on, was it this one? Where did it go? Where are you at? Here you go. Munt had 2 attacks on Boomtown, which we can go over. Or, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Munt did, I saw it, he did Calisto. It was a true solo on Calisto. He's got a solo on Titan we could technically look at. Where's the one? Was it 1, 2? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we do 5 yet? Okay. 1. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our options are 2 Munt attacks ending with a victory on Boomtown, or 1 Munt attack on Calisto. I feel like you guys want to see the solos more, but I'm going to go ahead and let's just pull up the starting screen base and see which looks harder, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so we're just going to right away pause it, scroll around, look. Okay. So again, I'll get better on the future episodes and make sure that the winner of the poll actually gets filmed. So my bad. But here you get to choose. I'm choosing between Calisto. Now let's go look at Boomtown. There it is. Right here. That was the first attack. Oh, okay, Calisto is the winner because Braun attacked Boomtown first. So that means technically it's a 3-fer. And the whole point of Anatomy of Victory, it's supposed to be solo operations. You know, one person, one player thinking about how to get it done and then getting it done. So it's going to be Calisto. So let's get started on that. Calisto. Cool. So we're doing that. Munt versus Calisto. Again, I apologize for screwing up the results of the poll. I'll do better. Now that I learned through failure, and failing publicly like this in front of all of you makes me better. So just roll with it. Appreciate your patience on the subject. So here we go. Munt versus Calisto. Munt versus Calisto. We have it paused here. Let's just kind of scroll over around. This is without knowing without even checking to see what he was going to do. If my guess is correct, he's probably going to want to generate some gunboat over here. Okay, so he'll drop 1 boat of bombardiers over for that, is my suspicion. He may, get away with just dropping a bunch of his girls. He's a pretty clever fella. I'm guessing he'll do a grouping flare to get him right here. And then he wants to hit there, so he's going to flare to this corner. He's going to flare back to this to this cannon. You know what? Nope. Changed my mind. He is going to do the grouping. Everything up to the grouping is so coming over here, generate some gunboat. He's going to do the grouping, but he's going to throw this first smoke right here, and then line up on this cannon, and then he's going to sneak all the way up to here. He's going to shock his bullet here. He's going to get up here and shock, shock, shock. So shock, shock. We don't need to shock this. So shock, shock, bullet, shock. That's what's going to happen. Or at least that's my prediction. So here we go. We're going to walk through it in real time and really understand the steps. And then I'll edit. You know, it's on me to edit an interesting video out of it. Here we go. Alright, so there you go. Got that right. And don't tell me that I can remember anything, because I have a terrible, terrible memory about a lot of things. Alright, cool. So, I noticed, so the fact that he barraged there tells me that my original prediction was wrong. Unless he intends to flare from here, to sneak from here to there, and then go up. Based on his follow-up mines, or bomb, artillery, for mine clearing. That's what I'm thinking. Still just generating gunboat. So maybe he wants to stand more or less around the area of this mortar. It still works the same essentially. Okay. And now he's bombing there. Interesting. So he's got to be coming from here to here and then up. That's all I can think on. Trying to get in the mind of a brilliant player like Munt, and he is truly brilliant. So when many of us retired, Bort kept playing. Sal kept playing as well, but he's not the star of the story. So Bort kept playing, and Bort, being a master player at the time, he just continued to be a master player. And somewhere along the way, he met a bunch of other master players. And then somehow, he managed to convince them. I would have loved to have been there for that conversation where he has to say, okay, look, there's this guy. He's not really a particularly good boom beacher, but he is funny. And let's just all join him on his little team. You know, like, how do you approach that? Does the subject of the Grublet landing craft even come up in that conversation, or does he just choose to not mention it and just wait until it's too late for them to do anything about it? All right, cool. So there we go. So he is doing, he is definitely marching his own path, because he is flaring diagonally, a feat that I am terribly scared of. Absolutely. Caught a little mine action there, but he survived it. Okay. So, this part's going to be tricky. Pause. So, for this next bit, he's going to flare to roughly right there. And his bullet is going to come out ahead of him. He's going to have to shock bullet. And then flare again up here to where that boom mine is. And again, this is my prediction. And he'll only lose 2 to 3 Zookas as a result of that, and as long as his shocking works, he'll be able to activate taunt, which will draw all the fire from here, and then he only needs to shock this grouping and these groupings. Again, these are my predictions. So here we go. But he's right there. He's done a very difficult angle sweep or angle sneak, something. I can smoke for 1,000,000 miles in a straight line, but one little angle, that's where it always falls apart for me. I know I got to work at it, but I'm scared. I'm a scared guy. I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. Now we're going to hit play. Okay. Going up there. So I predicted a bullet smoke, or a bullet shock. So he would do it now if it was going to happen. And he did not. So, alright. So, alright, he flared that mortar. I want to go to half speed. Pause. Go to half speed. Play. And then he flared the core. Interesting. Alright, I want to see that again, so I'm going to back up, edit out the part, just stand by. Alright, we are back to filming. So we really need to understand what happened here. So I'll play this for myself and edit it out as many times as I have to. So right now he has it flared to the spot. So he's not targeted anything. So he's got just flaring to that spot. Why did he flare the mortar? I know there was a reason, and we're going to crack it. So there, he flared the mortar. So bullet walks up there. Then what does he do? Okay, so he now flares there. Okay, so we're here. Let's crack this riddle. We can figure it out. Why did he do this? So I guess the benefit is he won't have to shock these rockets now because they'll fire at bullet. So Munt, if you're watching this, I do want to know, would it have worked both ways? Would it have worked the way that I said it? These are questions I would have for you. This is why we need to start scheduling guests. But again, everybody has real life, time zones. Sometimes it's difficult. I've put zero effort into trying to set Munt up as a guest, but that was because my availability was limited. So how in the world could I ask him to be available if I couldn't even pull it together? So yeah, that's all I can think of is these flamethrowers. The mortar is going to target the girls. The bullet is safe from this one mortar, but the flamethrowers and that mortar will definitely hit target bullet, leaving the girls safe. Those rockets will do that. Okay, if he activates taunt, okay, I'm guessing he's not going to target that. Alright, so we're definitely going to shock. We have to shock these two, I feel. These two mortars. And I feel like when we have to shock this grouping with the lasers and the rockets, that's a scary close shock launcher. But remember, the shock launcher does damage beyond its firing range, so you have to be very careful about that. Alright, yeah, I think I've done all the pontificating on this particular moment in time that I'm going to get out of it. So I think it's time to hit play, keep it on half speed. Okay, smokes are about to run out. Pause. So I didn't point out, but he made sure that the smoke that was on bullet was thrown first, and the smoke that was on the girls was thrown second. And that was so in that heartbeat of a difference between those two smokes, now everything is automatically looking at bullet for just that brief moment in time, giving the girls kind of a free shot. As far as shocks go, the only shocks I see, okay, yeah, I predicted he would shock these mortars. And yeah, and I of course predicted he would shock those rockets. He's leaving those boom cannons be. These rockets up here, yeah, okay, so everything's going so good, so far so good. So that flaring of the mortar, well, that was about getting bullet up here. That's what he wanted. And yep, here we go. And it seems like these shock launchers, like he was standing just in the right spot to not trigger them. So good job there, Munt. That was you're doing like cardiac surgery over there with that level of neurology, with that level of precision. So, and again, we're going to hit play at half speed. Alright, so we did trigger a shock launcher, so I take back everything I ever said good about you. You're a terrible player. Okay. And he just kept it together just long enough to get the required number of shots off. Brilliant work. Brilliant work. Well, thank you so much for that, Mr. Munt. So we'll get together. I don't know what your real life is like, but I will find a way. I'll start finding a way to announce like when I'm available and figure it out. I'll definitely start filming as soon when I post the poll. I won't let it sit for so long, and then once the poll results are in, I got to get on it right away. Lesson learned. Slap my wrist. My bad. So there you go, team. I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. I hope that we learned something by watching Munt's attack on Calisto. I've, shamed myself enough for the mistake that got us here, but I promise to do better in the future. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you.